Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's Becky here, gracing your online screen with another interesting video. And I want to also wish you guys a happy new year, happy new decade, happy new year, happy new month to you guys. I'm currently filming this video on the 2nd of January 2020, and I am so happy that we all made it into the new year. How was your new year celebration? Hope it went well. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had a blast. I did, and yeah, thank God we all made it. Thank God you're seeing this video. If you're seeing this video, then definitely you made it into 2020, and I am so happy about that. I missed you guys. It has been a while on this channel. I haven't uploaded videos. I know I just went like that. I did give you guys a brief explanation in one of my last videos. That's the vlog from the GT Fashion Week. I remember I mentioned in that video that I have not been feeling too well, and that's why I went, I just stopped uploading videos on this channel. But that's not all, and I know you can already tell from the title of this video, I have a good news to share with you guys, and it's going to be like the whole tea on what has been happening to me since I have been away, and I'm so excited to be bringing you guys this good news in 2020. So it's a good way to start the new year in this channel with a good news. So definitely keep watching the video. But before I get into, the whole gist, I would like to say a big thank you to you guys for staying subscribed to my channel when I was away. All the while I was away, you guys stay subscribed, and I even got new subscribers. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Thank you for clicking on the subscribe button. And also, if you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button. I would like to have you as part of the Becky culture family. Okay, like I said, this video is kind of like to tell you guys the reason why I've been away, and to share with you guys a very good news that is so dear to my heart. I know you guys must have seen it from the title already and from the thumbnail. I and my husband, we are expecting a baby in our family. I am pregnant, and I am so excited about it. I don't know how to show my excitement. Seriously, if you can open up my heart, you would see a lot of joy and happiness and excitement going on there. I'm so excited about it. We've waited for this news for a long time now, since we got married, and finally in 2019 God answered us, and that was definitely the highlights for me in 2019. That was the best gift in 2019. Seriously, it's really made 2019 for me, and I will never forget that year. And yeah, so this video, as you can see from the title, is going to be like a TTC story, which is my trying to conceive story, why it took me this long to get pregnant. I and my husband will be married now for 3 years going to 4. And for a typical Nigerian marriage, that's just too long not to start having children. Okay, so it wasn't our intention to stay that long before we start having kids, or before we start having children. But yeah, one or two things led to that. During the first year of our marriage, we weren't desperate on having children. Like, we weren't actively trying to get pregnant, but at the same time we didn't prevent pregnancy. So we just wanted things to happen naturally. Okay, so just after our first year anniversary, I got a little bit bothered, just a little bit bothered, because I felt like 1 year was enough for a couple to get pregnant if everything was okay. So just immediately after our first year anniversary, I decided to go visit a gynecologist. And yeah, of course, if you've been watching TTC stories, the normal thing. When you visit a gynecologist, they will definitely recommend that you do series of investigations, series of tests to check if there is anything wrong with you and your spouse. So of course, I and my husband will went through some series of tests. I first was asked to do 2 tests, which is a scan and my hormonal profile, and my husband was also asked to do his fertility test, of course. So my scan came out okay, my husband's test came out okay, everything was fine. They checked my womb and there was no damage or anything. I was like, thank God. Then my hormonal profile came out, and I had this issue called hormonal imbalance. So there was this particular hormone in my body called the prolactine, which was very high, like it was way higher than the normal level. So due to that, a woman who has high prolactine will not ovulate properly, will not ovulate like every other woman should. And high prolactin, from the research that I made during that period, could be caused by so many things. It could be caused by alcohol, by stress, and just some things. Maybe I'll put some of those things in the screen for you guys to see. And yeah, I've been living all my life not knowing that I had this particular issue. Okay, so it came out that I had high prolactin. So the doctor said to me that it's not really a big deal, that it's something that I could actually treat, and I could take drugs and then I'll be fine. So I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God it's not a situation of it cannot be treated, you can't have children and all of that. So when they told me it can be treated, I was like, thank God. So of course, straight away I started taking my treatment. They prescribed some drugs for me. The major drugs they prescribed for me were clomid, bromocriptine, and oval care. Those were the 3 drugs that they prescribed for me, and they told me how to take them, that it was going to help me for my ovulation, because the major effect of high prolactin is that a woman will not ovulate properly. So I would like to give this disclaimer here. This video is not to prescribe drugs to anyone. If you are having high prolactin, you're having ovulation issues, or you're having fertility issues, please make sure you see your gynecologist. This video is just me sharing my experience with you guys. It is not to prescribe drugs for anyone. So having said that, of course, I started taking my drugs just the way the doctors prescribed it, and they recommended that I should take it for 3 months, and that I and my husband should actively try to get pregnant within that 3 months, and that's, of course, that we should be expecting a positive result within the 3 months. So we did just exactly as the doctor said. I started taking the drugs as they prescribed it, and we started trying, and the 3 months passed. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. I couldn't record any progress. I was trying as much as possible to monitor my ovulation. I didn't really see signs of ovulation. And I would like to say in this video that we women, our body go through a lot that we are not really aware of, and sometimes if we are not really knowledgeable on how our body should work properly, we wouldn't even know that there's something wrong with us. Like, all my life, guys, all my life, I didn't know I have not been ovulating properly until I was diagnosed with this problem. I actually went online and I started searching on how a woman should ovulate, and then that was when I realized that all these years I haven't been ovulating properly. Like, seriously. So when I took the drugs for that 3 months, I tried to monitor my ovulation. I didn't see any progress. So I had to go back to the doctors, and I was like, this is what happened. And they said, okay, we should extend it for another 3 months, which I did again. And there was no improvement, just like the first time. So after a year of going back and forth, okay, within the first year of seeing the doctors, they also prescribed another test, which is the HSG. I went for HSG, and if you've heard of stories about HSG, or if you've read about it, or if you've gone through it, you will know it is not a good experience. I went through that. I did the test, and the test is actually to find out if a woman's fallopian tubes are blocked. So it's a test where you lie down and they insert a liquid into your vagina, and then they watch that liquid in the screen to see if that liquid will actually pass through your fallopian tubes into your womb. So if that happens, then it means your fallopian tubes are not blocked, they are opened. But if the liquid stops halfway, it means you have a blockage in your fallopian tube. And if your fallopian tubes are blocked, then from the research I've made so far, that it's a woman who has blocked fallopian tubes cannot conceive normally. So when they prescribed that test for me, I was really scared. When they prescribed that test for me, I was really scared. I did it, and the result came out okay. My fallopian tubes weren't blocked. I was like, okay, thank God. So the only problem I had was just that high prolactin. So after a year of going back and forth with the doctors, I had taken the drugs they said I should take. I've done all the health investigations they said I should do. There was no progress. So there was this particular period I got really busy, and I just couldn't keep up with the doctor appointment anymore. So that's the whole gynecologist journey. I just had to put it on one side to face some important issues of my life. So for, I would say, like almost a year I didn't go to the hospital at all. That didn't mean I gave up on trying to conceive, and my husband were still actively trying to get pregnant, but I wasn't going to see the gynecologist. I wasn't taking any drugs, nothing at all. Of course, we are Christians, so we are just praying and hoping that things will happen naturally. So another year passed again, and nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. So after some months, almost a year, and my husband, we came back together, and we're like, okay, I think it's time for me to go back and see the gynecologist and just let them know that I've done everything that they asked me to do and I didn't see any progress, so that we can just know if there's any other thing that we need to do, and for us to just know where we are heading to. So yeah, that was when I decided to go back to the gynecologist, and I went back in June 2019. I will never forget that day. I can't remember the particular date, but it was June 2019. I went to the hospital, and sorry I haven't said it all this while. I have actually been using a government hospital in Lagos, Nigeria, which is General Hospital. So I went back to the hospital to book an appointment to see the gynecologist. And when I got to the reception, I submitted my card and I was like, I would like to book an appointment to see the gynecologist. And they took the card from me and they wrote a date. When they returned the card to me, guess what I saw? It was a big shocker. Like, I got one of the biggest shockers of my life. They were asking me to come back in February 2020. Guys, I'm not joking. They were literally, I went to the hospital in June 2019 and they were asking me to come back February 2020 to see the gynecologist. June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. 9 months, like 9 good months. They were asking me to come back in 9 good months to see the gynecologist. When the woman gave me the card and I saw it, at first I thought it was a mistake. Like, it can't be real. I can't come to the hospital to see the doctor in June and you're asking me to come back next year, February. So I gave it to her. No, it was a man actually. It was a guy. I gave it to him and I was like, look at what you wrote for me. February, that's not possible. I want to see the guy. I want to give them updates on what happened with my last treatment. And it was like, that's it. That's the next available date for me to see the gynecologist. It was like a joke. I called another woman who was also in the reception to explain things to her. She was like, that's it. That's the next time I'll be able to see the gynecologist. Guys, I would never forget that day. I don't know if the situation was as bad as I felt, but I really felt bad. I felt insulted. I felt helpless. I felt insulted. That was just it. I left that hospital that day with tears running down my eyes. I was in the bus. I was crying. I go home. I was crying. I just felt helpless. My husband called me and was like, what happened? Did you see the doctor? Why are you crying? I was like, I showed him the card and I was like, look at when they asked me to come back. He was also shocked, like, why would you go to the hospital in June and they're asking you to come back next year, February? Like, it was just like a dream. So he tried to console me and he was like, that's not a reason for me to cry. That if they can't attend to me in the general hospital, that definitely we could go and see a private doctor in the private hospital. So it's not like that was a bad idea. That was okay. But in Lagos, Nigeria, getting a good private gynecologist would cost you a lot of money. So I know we could hustle to do it, but I didn't just want our budget to carry that kind of expenses at that particular time. So the whole thing just made me so weak, so perplexed. I was just confused, and that was when I started really feeling like, what is going on? Like, what happened? How could they ask me to come back next year, February, in 9 months' time? Like, that's enough for me to get pregnant and give birth. So after considering it for a while, we were like, okay, maybe we would have to go and get maybe we'll have to go to a private hospital to see a gynecologist, because there was no way I was just going to sit down for the next 9 months without doing anything about the issue. There was no way I was going to do that. So when we finally decided to go see a private gynecologist, I really wanted to get things right. I didn't just want us to jump into any hospital and you might fall into the wrong hands and all of that. So I decided to contact my elder sister, who is also a doctor, and I was like, I would like you to recommend a gynecologist for me. I would like to, and I told her everything that happened. I went to the general hospital to see the gynecologist, and this is the date they gave me. So I would like her to recommend any good gynecologist that she knows. So she said okay, that she's going to talk to one or two of them and she'll get back to me. So she called me back just like a day after, and she said she talked to a gynecologist who is a friend, and she explained my issues, everything to them, and the doctor prescribed that I should increase my intake of Clomid to 2 tablets a day. All the while I was in general hospital, they would ask me to take my Clomid one tablet a day during my menstrual cycle. So when she told the doctor everything, I was even thinking the doctor would ask to see me and maybe do his own test and all of that. But she said the doctor just said I should increase my intake of Clomid to 2 tablets a day during my menstrual cycle, and I should still take the normal drugs just the way they asked me to take it before. I was like, okay, I'm willing to give that a try because I haven't tried it that way before. So I bought the drugs again. And previously, when I was taking these drugs, guys, during the time I was taking it the previous years, there's this thing it always does to me. It always disorganizes my menstrual cycle. Like, I couldn't calculate my menstrual cycle anymore. I don't know when it comes. This month it could be a 28-day count, next month it could be 30 days, the other month it could be 25. Like, it was just disrupting the obvious. There were times my menstrual cycle will be delayed and I'll be thinking, maybe I'm pregnant, and then I'll go for a test and it's negative. And guys, I cannot begin to explain to you how I felt whenever I did those tests and it came out negative. It really, really made me feel bad. So after a while, if my period delays, I don't even do any test at all. I'll just stay cool. I'll be like, it will come, and after some days it comes. I'll be like, okay, no wahala. So he back to where I was with the doctor. He said I should increase my intake of Clomid to 2 tablets a day during my menstrual cycle. So I started with that immediately. I started taking Clomid 2 tablets a day. And guys, that was the first month. Like, the very first month, I experienced ovulation like a woman should. Like, it was like a miracle. I actually ovulated the way a woman should. Like, when I saw it, I was like, thank God, this is a huge improvement. Even if pregnancy is not confirmed, but with the fact that I saw this sign, this is a huge improvement. And in my mind, I was like, if nothing happened this month with this improvement, before the end of 3 months, by God's grace, something positive is going to happen. After that positive improvement, I was so excited. So I was seriously waiting for my next menstrual cycle, because I knew, okay, now that this improvement is here, something positive is going to happen, maybe the next month. So I experienced a delay in my period that month, and I was like, maybe it's the normal side effect of the drugs that, it always causes my period to delay. So I didn't just want to start jumping and doing a pregnancy test, because it always made me feel bad whenever I do it and it comes out negative. So I did it for a while. I waited 1st day, 2nd day, 3rd day, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th day, guys. I actually waited for a week and my period didn't come. I was like, okay, what's happening? So I just had to tell myself, Becky, calm down, just calm down, grab some courage and take a pregnancy test. So of course I went for the normal urine strip that we always go for. So I went for that and I did the test, and there was it. 2 red lines. I am pregnant. Guys, I couldn't believe it. I was just looking at it. I was like, is this real? I am actually pregnant. Like, God. So I went to another pharmacy. I bought another test strip again. I did it again, two red lines. I can't explain how I felt that day. I was just full of gratefulness to God. I kept it, because of the way the whole thing happened. It's this is something that we've waited for years. My husband has actually been patient to hear this good news, so I didn't just want to walk up to him and say I'm pregnant. So I just had this little plan in my head, so I kept it away from him for that first day. And I was like, there was this plan I had in my head of how I wanted to tell him that I was pregnant, and then that would require me having a scan printout, this normal scan printout that they always give during after you do a scan. So I needed one of these to actually announce to him that I am pregnant. So I kept it away from him, and the next day I rushed to the lab to do a scan so that I can get one of these printouts. So guys, I went to the lab, I did a scan, and and I got another shocker. Guys. I did my first scan, and the doctor was like, there's no pregnancy, that I can't see any pregnancy. I was like, kilo day, what happened? This is the 8th day. I haven't seen my period, and I've done the pregnancy test twice and it came out positive. So what's happening? How come you're not seeing any pregnancy? So he said it is possible that I could be pregnant, but that maybe because I'm doing the scan too early, that's why the scan is not detecting any pregnancy. So this is the result from the first scan that I did. This is actually the printout. And yeah, of course, since this result didn't prove any pregnancy, I couldn't use it to tell my husband anything. And it was like, okay, that I shouldn't worry, I should just calm down, and I should come back in the next 2 weeks for another scan. Guys, I was like, no, I don't know what's happening. I don't understand this anymore. What's up with all this, this thing? I'm not this kind of person that keeps things away from my husband. Like, I'm that kind of person that once something happens, good or bad, is the first person I always tell. Like, I just can't wait to gist him about things that are happening to me. So for me to have this news and keep it for 2 good weeks, like, that's just too much. I will not be able to keep it to myself. So I left that lab that day feeling just weak and perplexed and bad. I was like, God, what's this? Test is saying I'm pregnant. Scan is saying there's no pregnancy. What's going on? So guys, the longest 2 weeks of my life started. I had to wait for 2 weeks without mentioning it to my husband. I had to wait for 2 weeks. And then patiently I took it one day at a time, and finally 2 weeks came. 2 weeks came, and then I went for the second scan. I actually decided to go to another lab just in case there was anything wrong with that first one. So I went to another lab and I did my second scan, and there was it, clear and proven, I am pregnant. So this is the printout from the second scan that I did. This is what it looks like. I hope it's focused. Although I really don't know how to understand all this paper, but yeah, the doctor that did the scan confirmed that I am actually pregnant, and we and my husband were expecting a baby. So yeah, that was one of the best days of my life. I was so happy. The next day I actually told my husband about it. It was such a happy time in the family, time of giving thanks to God. I was so grateful to God. Like, I am so grateful to God for bringing this miracle to pass. We waited for it for 3 good years, like almost 4 years. By April this year, it's going to be 4 years. So that's like almost 4 years. I know it's actually not that much. People have gone through it for years, like 10, 15, 20 years. But guys, within the period I went through it, I could actually tell you it is not a good experience. It's actually challenging, especially if you are ready. Like, you and your husband, you are ready to start having children. It's a different case if you are not ready, and maybe you guys just said to, not to start having children yet. But if you're ready and it's not forthcoming, it's actually not a good experience. And yeah, that was just how everything happened, and I'm just so grateful to God, and I'm happy that finally I'm giving you guys this good news. I'm sharing this good news with you. The past few months has not been easy for me. I've always wanted to come up and tell you guys the news, but Hmm, it has not been easy. It has not been easy. I have not been feeling well at all. I don't know how all these YouTube mommies do it. That during their pregnancy, they're always on camera, just doing their thing. For me, it has not been easy. This past few months has not been easy. I'm just recovering, and thank God I'm getting better. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you guys content from now on. So yeah, what kind of content would you like to see from me? I always love it when I see YouTubers during their pregnancy, because they come up with all this exciting content, pregnancy updates and all of that. I always enjoy watching such content. So I'm happy that I'm now in the position where I can bring you guys such content. So let me know in the comment section, what kind of content do you want to see from me, video suggestions, and yeah, of course I'll do them for you guys. What else am I here for? So yeah, that's basically all that has happened to me during the period that I was away. And thank you guys so much for sticking to my channel. Thank you very much. I thought I'll be okay before the beginning of December so that I can start vlogmas, but I just couldn't. I did want to come up in the camera and give you guys some bad energy, so I was just like, Becky, it's better you stay away from the camera. Just put the camera in one corner first and just be okay, and then you come up here and do what you want to do. So thank God, finally I've been able to tell you guys the good news. I hope you're happy for me, because I am so happy about this. And I pray that whoever is watching this video that is expecting such a miracle, just keep praying, believe God. God is going to answer you as soon as possible, and He will grant you your heart desires. Especially if you are someone in Nigeria, guys. Getting married and not having children in a country like Nigeria is not easy, because it becomes everybody's business. People will start talking, even people that are not supposed to talk. They don't even know if it is you people's decision not to start having children, but they make it their business to start talking. And people will come with different things, different kind of prescriptions, different things that you should take. Try this, try that. Please don't try everything that people tell you to try. Make sure you go and see your gynecologist, do your research, confirm if you have any issues, so that you don't take things that would damage you further than what you already have. So please just be patient. My prayer for you is that God is going to answer you as soon as possible. Like, this year is not going to pass you by. We are all going to have our bundle of joy in our hands, in Jesus' name. Amen. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Love you.